Hey everybody, it's your man Type coming to you with another true spook story. Now before I begin, I would like to ask that you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share me with your friends and family if you think it's not robbery. Share me now, these stories are too damn good. Now let's get on with this thing. Well, this story is going to take place in Orlando, Florida, right off of Orange Center. And if you don't know what Orange Center at, it's over there. It's a neighborhood over there close to Camping World Stadium. Right up the road a little bit across. They done gentrified the bitch now, but you know, it's over in that area. So also, I gotta warn you guys. This story is not coming from me directly. This story is I'm regurgitating this story from what family said. Because this has something to do with my uncle Sean, and I'm just telling you word from word of mouth hearsay. So I'm gonna get the details as close as possible, but I'm pretty sure you guys are smart enough. You guys are filling the gaps and get the story. All right, so now my grandma, uncle now, they by the time my uncle was like 16, 17 years old, he lived off him and my grandma and them lived off a place called Dollins Avenue right over there off of Orange Center in the cut. It's right up the road. It literally it's on the same road. It contradicts with the road Lily Rogers Park at where the ghost lady was that they shoved up the story I told about the ghost lady where they put all the sticks and stuff in her vagina and killed her. Well, the street is up the road by a block up the road from that. So there was these duplexes, two-story duplexes, quadruplexes, whatever you want to call them, right off of Dollins Avenue. Now my uncle Sean, he was known for, being an ass kicker in the day. He knocked bitches out, man. He was good at fighting. I mean, granted, all of us in the family are pretty good at with hands. It just came natural to us. But Unc had a different kind of fight to him. He could watch cartoons or Saturday morning kung fu flicks, go outside and break a coconut with with the side of his hands. Just by mimicking the shit on TV. So he was real good with them hands. He was so good, everybody nicknamed his ass Touchy. So Touchy was his name. So, so going on to it, in that time it was this really big time dope dealer that cruised the area. The dope dealer name was Steve. And yeah, from what they said, Steve and Steve. So the big time dope dealer name was Steve, and Steve used to ride around with his nice little Broham Cadillacs and shit. And Steve needed somebody to watch his back on the fight. So Steve would hire the little neighborhood thugs, little neighborhood goons, to watch his back. Well, Unc, he was trying to be educated as hell. He was trying to be all proper. So Unc wasn't about fighting in the neighborhood gangs and all that shit. He was really into his schoolwork. But one day, they had started messing with one of my Uncle B's pit bulls, which is younger than Uncle Sean. So they had started messing with one of the pit bulls. Uncle B, he had a love for dogs. So Uncle Sean came up there. Uncle Sean whooped about 4 dudes in the gang ass. I mean, they were jumping him and he just pip, 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 knocked the whole ass out, dusting them. So, so the dope man Steve sitting in the cut, he saw all this going down. Dope man Steve okay, yeah, that's the cat I want on my team. He just helped fuck up, these gangbangers. Let me get ill. Say he just helped fuck up them gangbangers. Let me get him. So Steve goes up there and asks Aunt, hey man, you need to come work for me. You can make a hell of a lot more money protecting me than just going to school. You can have lunch money, take your girl to the movies. He hit him with all that type of shit. But again, Aunt was a good boy, so Aunt I ain't got time for that shit. So Aunt goes and study. Aunt tell grandma, hey, dope man Steve approached me to come his bodyguard watch his back. So grandma didn't like that from what the auntie saying. Auntie Pig Talk said grandma didn't care for that shit. So grandma like, you gonna go to school and you gonna get an education. They say, you gonna go to school, you gonna get your education. You ain't gonna be sitting up there with that shit on them streets with them drugs, fucking with all these drug addicts and junkies. So grandma was real mad at Dope Man Steve. So when grandma like going to work, hanging out, grandma see Dope Man Steve, she flag him down. Hey, don't talk to my son no more, don't do this, wild whoop whoop. Grandma read him in his rights. Now at that time, granddaddy was still home. Granddaddy was still in the house. They weren't separated or divorced yet. So granddaddy was in the house. So granddaddy walked outside and seen grandmama with her finger in Dope Man Steve's face. So granddaddy pulled his flick blade out and walked up to Steve, and granddaddy was finna cut Steve in the neck. From what they said, they like granddaddy pulled this blade and he didn't say nothing. He just kept looking at Steve with a death stare in his eye, walking up to Steve, and Steve looked down at his right hand and seen that he had his blade out. So Steve kind of like got behind the car and pulled his gun, and it was like, you come any further, Jay, I'm gonna, do you. And my granddad like, what you talking to my woman for, nigga? What you yelling at my woman for? And he like, no, she telling me I can't have your son be a bodyguard for me. I just want to put some money in the house, put some money in your pocket. It ain't nothing like that. Ain't nobody flirting with a gun. That's your piece, boy. Ha 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 ha. And he played it off. And so granddaddy like, well, what you mean you wanted to be your bodyguard? You talk to me, not her. And then so grandma said, well, don't you let him sit up there and put my son in no harm's way. And then so granddaddy like, this man talk now. So grandma goes away. Granddaddy and Steve talking. For some odd reason, they said granddaddy end up like punching Steve and beat Steve up, right there on his Cadillac, and told him, don't approach my family no more with this bullshit. That's what they told him. So Dope Man Steve say, I'll give you that. I'm gonna let you have that. I'm gonna let you have that all because of your connect in Miami, nigga. I'm gonna let you have that. And he kept making threats to granddaddy like that. Until all of a sudden granddaddy like, come on. Now, that's how the story went. That Auntie Nell was telling me. Now, this is gone from, I'm going to tell you strictly from Uncle Sean's mouth, what he told me, how all this played out. Now, that was Auntie Picknell, Uncle D, Uncle B version. But now, Uncle Sean said granddaddy and Steve staged the fight to make it seem like, he was standing up, he was looking out for grandma's word. But in turn, Uncle Sean said granddaddy had said, told Steve, so how much you gonna have to negotiate the price? Granddaddy had said he was gonna make $150 like a week off of Uncle Sean protecting dope boy Steve. And then he said, well, then you gonna pay my boy $75 a week to make sure you okay. And so that was the deal. So about $225 if the math is mathing. So on clockwork, Uncle John get out of school. Granddaddy called him over here. They take a walk around the corner to the park, and they say, hey, Dope Man Steve wants you to come by his house. He got something for you. Go pick something up for me. So Uncle say, go over there to Dope Man Steve. Dope Man Steve had him some burgers and fries and, a couple of sodas and shit. And like we're having him feed the animals and all this stuff. They like just had him doing a lot of stuff. And he was like, well, my dad said you had something for me. And he gave $150 to take from granddad. Then he gave Unc $75. He said, what's this for? And Unc said he ain't never seen that much money in his life, like in his hand, because they grew up poor. So, and he was 15, 16. So, grandma was just getting him candelated money. $1 here, quarter here, that type of shit. So he like, yeah, I need you to come and work for me. I already worked it out with your daddy. This your daddy part. And you come back tonight around by 7:30, 8 o'clock. We'll make sure you're home by 11, 12 at night to go to school. So take the money to granddad. Granddad said, okay, you know the deal. They shook hands, they locked eyes. You know how men do, you real for it. So Unc started protecting Dope Man Steve. And it and it went on pretty good for a good little bit too. Unc was like knocking bitches out. You couldn't come to Steve. Unc had rolls over the gang in the neighborhood. I mean, Unc was like that dude, and he wasn't number 16, 17 years old. And so not everything going real good. Everything going real good. Granddad had to make it a little side cash. Unc buying new ballys and new felines and shit. He said he dressing up, he doing good. He taking his little girlfriend to the movie. Hey, he doing real good. Everybody loving him. He got a name. Everybody know you can't. If you want to go talk to Steve, you got to get through Touchy. Touchy about them hands. So now, like all of us, we put family on. So Unc put Uncle B on as a jet. Uncle B used to watch the dogs for Dope Man Steve. Uncle D was a little older. So Uncle D, used to go over there and drive the cars, fill up the cars, get the car washed for him. So Dope Man Steve had everybody in the neighborhood doing something for him because, holidays he'll buy turkeys and shit before they did all them turkey drives. He would go to the Winn-Dixie, buy the whole little Thanksgiving dinners and Christmas dinners, and he'll make it like a neighborhood block party potluck, and he'll have all the women cook their own special dish. And everybody just celebrated in the hood. That's when life was good back in the hood, when the dope man knew how to, take care of the community and shit, when the government couldn't. So everything was good. The whole family employed. Nah, Dope Man Steve had got mixed up into some fuck shit. Dope Man Steve had started fucking with this dude by the name of Ulysses. Now Ulysses was an old cat, gray hair down to the fucking tip. But Ulysses was a witch doctor in the hood. Now Ulysses didn't live off Darling, but he lived a block over, or at the dead end from Darling Street. You see Darling Street, you go down and you get a block over. You make a left, and he lived at the end, duplex, 2-story apartment duplex at the end of that dead end on the right hand side. So he right next to Mr. Monroe, the old man who used to make the moonshine for everybody in the neighborhood. So Ulysses, the dope man, lived over there. So now you got grandmama living 1 block away from this witch man, grandma the witch lady herself. So Dope Man Steve go up there and get into it with Ulysses, the dope man. So from what I'm saying, Ulysses, the dope man, was like, hey, I got you out of jail. I protect you. You didn't bring me the money that I needed. I got the spell work going on. Woo, you need to give me my shit. Dope Man Steve got so comfortable with watching him, he felt like, okay, I got a gun-juice son, and he protected by spirit, so I don't need the dope man. So fuck the dope. Fuck the spirit man, because I got a gun-juice son. So fuck the spirit man. A gun-juice got enough protection around her son to make sure nothing happen to me, because ain't nothing gonna happen to him. So Dope Man Steve trying to be smarter than the average motherfucking bat, right? So he didn't pay the witch man. So the witch man pulls out his knife and stabbed Dope Man Steve in the thigh. Like, bitch, don't let the little spiritual shit fool you, nigga. I'm about that life. So rush up there to go and beat up the witch man. But the witch man holds his hand out in his palm, and he slams it down on the wall before Unc could get up the stairs. This is what Unc said, y'all. He slams his hand, he stop motion, and then he pushes the frame of the door with his hand and say Unc couldn't move on the stairs. Unc was just stopped and paralyzed. Unc say even if he would have tried to move his whole body, he said he always imagined him flying off of the stairs. So he was paralyzed and scared. So now Dope Man Steve bleeding out of his thigh. Unc can't get to him. The witch man I need my money. I need my money. You gonna have me my money. Dope Man Steve okay, I get you your money, man. You know what I'm saying? Then we square. I get your money, we square on that shit, right? Yeah, we square, nigga, get me my goddamn money. But the witch man was saying from what Unc said, he was still paralyzed. So when the witch man went in the house and slammed the door, Unc was able to move, breathe, and all that shit again. So Unc helped Dope Man Steve down. Dope Man Steve said, that's some crazy shit. Dope Man Steve said, we gonna come back and shoot that nigga. Unc was like, I don't gotta be with you when you do it, right? Like, no, go home. I'm going to the doctor. So, just in keeping in true fashion, Dope Man Steve came up there, which man Ulysses thought he was gonna pay him, and ended up shooting. He didn't kill which man Ulysses. He didn't kill him, but I know he shot him, and that police had to come to the house and get his ass. So now Grandma done found this out, because the neighborhood's small. Grandma done found this out that, Dope Man and the Witch Man fighting. They go Uncle Sean protecting the Dope Man. The Witch Man, Grandma go to the hospital. She have a conversation with the Witch Man. The Witch Man say, I'll make sure I don't hurt your boy, but I can't guarantee nothing. Because, the Witch Man finna get him back. So Grandma say, okay. So Grandma go, and she this is when she had started making the chicken foots for all her kids, and they were dehydrated. So she told Unc when he got out of school, hey, come piss in this here jar. And Unc said Grandma didn't let him go to the bathroom to piss. Grandma made him pull the shit out in front of him, and he pissed. And Grandma had this nervous look on her face, and Granddaddy was in the corner, sitting down, not biting his nails, but kind of picking at his nails. And so Granddaddy was worried, because now what I don't got my son into, a gunfight, whatever, knife fight, my boy in danger, all for a little bit of funky ass $150. So Granddad and Grandma was upset. But Uncle Sean say Grandma made him piss in a little mason jar, and she dipped the chicken foot in it, stirred it around, and she tied the feathers in it, the 3 feathers on it, and she told him, take this jar and pour it around the house right quick. Uncle Sean had to go take his piss and pour it around the door. So she went and she sat there on the windowsill and she dehydrated the chicken foot, and she gave it to Unc. She gave it to Unc and she said, don't take this off your neck now. So now Unc had this shit on the string. He had to go to school with this chicken foot on, play sports with this chicken foot on, basketball, protect people. So and the Witch Man didn't do nothing for a long time. Ulysses the Witch Man didn't do nothing for a long time. The Dope Man Steve. Now when Witch Man got well, he see, Dope Man Steve chilling in the neighborhood, at the park, at the basketball court, talking to the hoe. So, he walks up to him, and again, Witch Man, Ulysses, he sat up there and he didn't stab him, he cut him, took a straight razor and just literally cut the dude on the arm, right shoulder. So Unc ran up there to the Witch Man, and Unc pushed him on the ground, hey, what you doing? You got me last time, you ain't gonna do it this time. So the Witch Man got up and said, no, young blood, this ain't your fight. You do what you gotta do. So Uncle Sean, he felt by Grandma giving him the chicken foot around his neck, he felt empowered. So he had his hands all balled up in a fight position, bitch, I'm protected with my mama magic. But nigga, try something. And say the Witch Man just laughed and he said, I got what I came here for. What you wanted was Dope Man Steve's blood. Now he took Dope Man Steve's blood to the house and he did whatever with it. Uncle Sean said he did whatever. Less than 30 days later, Dope Man Steve said he started hearing voices. He was seeing dead people. He come walk up the road without seeing people, without seeing debauchery scenes, like people having sex on the corner, or he'll run outside, people having sex on his Cadillac. Say he was seeing all kind of stupid stuff that wasn't even there, like his mom was playing tricks on him. So he told Grandmama and Granddaddy, hey, I'm gonna take your boy with me. I'm finna go overseas to Thailand, Cambodia, one of the two. I get them mixed up, y'all. So Unc never been out of the country, and Unc didn't even have a passport back then. So I guess back in them days you can travel without a passport. You probably didn't need a birth certificate or something. I don't know. Don't question me. Well, so Granddaddy was like, yeah, take him. He ain't never seen the world. Yeah, this will be good. So now this where it get real crazy, people. Listen to me good. Now, Dope Man Steve and Unc then got on the plane. That's Unc first time on the plane. He said he saw so many beautiful, he called them white women, but they was Asian. He was because he got a real sweetheart, Unc. Man, I got off that plane and I saw so many pretty white women. Their skin was so pretty. And man, I ain't know what to do. And say they giving me hugs and they sitting up there putting these beads on me. Like I felt like the king of Macharantra. He'll make up a name. We all do sometimes. So he still talk about that glow. So nah, Dope Man Steve done took to Cambodia or Thailand, one of the two. Again, I get it mixed up, people. Unc say they told him they were gonna stay there for a whole month, 30 days. They had to be there. So Aunt was like, cool, mama know where I'm at, daddy know where I'm at, let's rock. So Aunt say while he was there, he saw like them out there doing martial arts, kickboxing, Muay Thai, whatever the fighting style they got over in that bit. So Unc a pretty good fighter, so he was like, okay, I'm bored, let me get out there and throw some hands. Unc was a skilled boxer, and he done seen shit on TV. So he got out there and he started working like 2 or 3 on with just boxing skills, no legs. So they sensei or master, whoever they refer to as that, took notice of Unc. And he like, okay, Unc. He was like, I guess they like, Sean, touchy. Like, all right, touchy. You want to learn this shit? Let's learn this shit. So for 30 days, Unc was over there learning how to fight like them Asians, Cambodians, kickboxing type shit. Man, this story got so many twists and turns, man. I don't want to do no part 2, y'all. I want to let this bitch roll out. So Unc got over there for 30 days while Dope Man in the cabin sleeping. People got different women catering to him. Like he just had to stay in the cabin, smokehouse, spiritual herbs being burned around the thing, the ladies fanning the herbs under the house. I mean, it's smoked out for 30 days. Animals being brought and killed in front of the building, and you have to eat it right there on the spot. Can't leave, drink. I mean, it was crazy. He said it was so much activity going on in that little village shaman house that he just put it out of his mind, because literally 3 huts down, they sitting out there doing martial arts and shit every day. So the martial art master instructor of the thing came to Unc and say, hey, I want to take you somewhere. Like, okay, he had about 15, 20 more days there. So he like, cool, bitch, what else I'm gonna do? Man, they say they took Unc into this to a neighboring village where these people had some wooden statues, wooden dowels of Buddha, little smaller things, no more than like a computer chip. And say everybody was lined up, all the men in the village, kids, women's, all that shit was lined up, and everybody was getting these so I explained it to you from what Unc say. The witch man would tell you to put your left arm or right arm on the table, and he would take the fleshy part under your right arm, and he would hold it down, have somebody squeeze it and hold it, and he would take the Buddha statue, the little smaller wooden carve of the Buddha statue, he would set it on your skin, and he would take a needle, like a metal stake or something, and he would take a hammer, and he would like just boom, like bam it into the skin like this, and tell you to go. He'd be like, now you protected. Boom, now you protected. So Unc saw this going on, and Unc was like, hell no, they ain't gonna do me like this. And keep in mind, back in the day, the sanitation wasn't important, so there was blood on the thing, but it just was like that. So okay, Unc turned. The martial arts shaman said, if you're gonna learn how to fight like us, you gotta learn how to take all our tradition. So fuck it, I'm here, let's take the tradition. Unc put his right arm up there, dude grabbed it, boom, stuck the goddamn wooden Buddha head inside Unc, and saw Unc on his way. Everybody got it, everybody in the fight school got it. You only get it one time. So Unc arm's soul is swole up from infection. They shoot him some antibiotics from the local hospital and shit. So Unc like laid up sick. So when Unc laid up sick, he had to lay in the same hut as Dope Man Steve. So now they say, okay, well, he's sick, he ain't used to it. So he went interfere with Dope Man Steve's ritual of protection, whatever. They put Unc in the far north corner, the south corner, sorry. I said they put him in the south corner, far south corner, and then they like put a sheet up around, and they kept getting the antibiotics. So he stayed in the hut, like sleeping off and on, waking up off and on. And he say for 24 hours straight, it was people walking in and out of that house, feeding flowers to the flame, fanning, praying, chanting. And so inadvertently, what Unc believed to this day, that he got some of the protection and the blessings from Dope Man Steve. He was like, he just kept saying ancient smoke spirits come over there and look at him while he was healing. Say he was so infected he was near death. Say the ancient spirit used to hold his hand and they used to massage his feet and they would rub on his temple. And he said he no one nobody there because he was in the corner by himself, but he felt literally handprint. So Unc stayed in there for 7 days. Then he got better. He came down. He continued practicing fighting because they were like, you recover quick. But Unc was well built, healthy kid. So Dope Man Steve still in there. So now they got about 10 more days left. Dope Man Steve had to go through this shit for a month, what Unc only did for 7 days. So this story getting crazy, people, I'm telling you. So Unc come out, Unc happy. They teaching him all these different fighting styles. So now they teaching him how to use his legs other than just regular American boxing. Uncle Sean, Unc coming up, Touchy coming out that bitch like tap, 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 tap. He coming learning some shit. So now the 30-some day ritual over, Dope Man Steve emerged from the bitch, all skinny, done lost weight, protection, the cuts on his body healed. I mean, he looking good. I mean, ritualistic, he dropped some cash down from what Unc say, and he look at Unc, he like, let's go. So they celebrate one night and they eat, he said they ate nothing but like fruit and wheats and stuff, like beans and fruits right before they go. That was their diet. Right before they go, I think Unc had some fish, he said, but he couldn't eat the fish. It just didn't taste, food didn't taste right to him over there. So they called the taxi. He got drove to the airport. All of them sitting up there looking good. So they get back in the airport. They fly back into the States. When they fly back into the state, they would lay low for like 7 days, Unc said, because he was just sitting at, he didn't even let grandma know he was back. So he was sitting at Dope Man Steve crib, sleeping on the couch at Dope Man Steve. He wanted to protect him. So Dope Man Steve said, I'm gonna need you to leave, go home. Now he been rocking with Dope Man Steve for a whole year or something. So Unc like 18 now, he like a young adult. He done said fuck school, he out of school, he making money. He got his shit saved up. So now, Dope Man Steve saw Unc to the crib. Grandma, granddaddy, hey, I'm back. But Unc said, only thing, and this is words, y'all, and I don't know what this means, but he said everybody he talked to, their breath was stank. He said he smelled like, he could smell their internal guts. Like their internal guts was stinking like boo-boo, he said. He called it mess. He said, everybody I talked to when I got back, they breath smelled like pure mess, but it ain't like mess from your butt. It's mess from your stomach, that the food that turned the mess in your stomach and it's coming out your throat. He said, I couldn't talk to mama. I just couldn't stand mama being in my face. And daddy, I couldn't stand for daddy to even just walk past me with it breath. He said, everybody I talked to, their breath was stank. I had to start wearing a bandana around my face. And so that's what they called him, Touchy the Bandit, because he used to start wearing a bandana around his face. So he went from being Touchy to Touchy the Bandit in Orlando. So, but eventually this aunt was able to take the smell. But he was real adamant about how everybody stunk, man. And he, to this day, he still throw his finger in the air like, good Lord. But he say, great day. But yeah, so that happened. So while he's sitting up there getting adjusted back home, Dope Man Steve go and see which man you listen. He walk in the house and he beat the shit out of Ulysses with his fingers, with his hand, with his knuckles, man. He beat the shit out of him, beat that man halfway to death. Because he felt he had the protection of them Buddha statues and the Cambodians, whatever the fuck they worship over there. And Unc had the same protection too, unbeknownst to him. So Dope Man Steve say, bitch, I'm finna run this shit again. So Dope Man Steve activity in the hood took over. I mean, nobody could fuck with Dope Man Steve, nobody. I mean, he was fucking with the Italians, he was fucking with the Russians. He had all of them motherfucking dope gang locked down in the hood. Unc was his number one bodyguard. So now Unc, bigger, stronger, faster, done grew. He done learned some new martial arts shit. So now they got, well, okay, your fighter is your bodyguard better than my bodyguard. So now Dope Man Steve putting, bodyguards against bodyguards and shit. Now Unc was like, yeah, Bill, what I know ain't, don't nobody in the States know this martial arts shit. I know they see it on TV. I done practiced this bitch. I done did it, so he thought he was pretty tough. So now they say, okay, you my man, you gonna fight for me? And Unc was like, yeah. And Unc was pretty good at it. And Unc ain't the type to exaggerate, so I know he gotta be telling the truth. Unc say he would knocking bitches out. Say he would fight motherfuckers. He would white boys, Russian boys, that he would beat on their ass. He say he didn't give a fuck. And he Dope Man Steve would make some money off of him. And yeah, Dope Man Steve would make some money off of him, and he'd give him a cut of the pie. Whatever. So he was known around as touchy. He could really beat your ass. So now he goes up against this dude from Africa, real solid brother from Africa. He was like, take the foot off. Told Unc, take the chicken foot off his neck. Unc like, I ain't take this thing off in a year. I ain't taking it off for you. He said, make me take it off. And he said, I will not fight him. He come with protection, and I will not fight him. I devastate my protection. And he saw that, like, his dope man had his beads from his country in his hand. So then, Dope Man Steve convinced Unc to take the chicken foot off his neck. Unc said, cool, I'm still gonna whoop his ass. So Unc and the African dude, real pure blood African nigga, fighting. Tap, 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 bump, 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 bump. They going at it, bam, bam, bam. They going at it. They said, Unc say this had to be the longest fight in his life. Say, cause no matter how he hit that African dude wouldn't fall. No matter how he kicked him, wouldn't fall. And the African dude kept saying, damn, why can't, he said he kept hearing the African dude mutter under his breath, damn, why can't I knock him out? Why can't I beat him? He's so tough. He's so durable. He's so sturdy. He was saying stuff like that. So they went at it like 3 minutes at a pop, at least 4 times. So they say, we're gonna call this a draw. So each one of them put back on their little African protection guard. And what happened when they put back on their African protection guard, Dope Man Steve had Uncle's chicken foot, but he had like set it down. So when he set Uncle Chicken Foot down, this big ass motherfucker by the name of Wendell. Now let me tell you about Wendell. Unc don't like Wendell. So Wendell hated Unc since school days, because Wendell was really big, bully nigga, and little small dude but well put together. Whoop Wendell ass a couple times. Wendell knew he come bully Unc or whoever Unc fuck with. So Wendell picked up Unc charm, wore it around his neck, picking at Unc. But then Unc went over there and just swung on Wendell. Bam. We grown up now, we can talk. So when Unc swung on Wendell, Unc say he usually would knock Wendell down, make Wendell stumble, buckle to his knees, what he called it. But this time Wendell just like stepped back and fell against the thing, but Wendell didn't fall. So Wendell like, fuck you, Sean, here you go. And yanked the chicken foot off his neck, so Uncle Sean put it back around his neck. So Unc was like, damn. So now Unc realized that this chicken foot was protecting him in all these fights. He got power. So Unc like, okay, now he believe in the chicken foot even more. So Unc racking this money up. Unc doing this thing. So Unc say, okay, well, I'm finna go over here, after this fight. I said, I'm finna go over here and spend time with my little friend. So he went over there and spent time with his little girlfriend. He'd say, after that, everything just exploded. Now I'm finna stop the story right there, people, and I want to tell you about a couple more characters because this shit get deep, man. So let's focus on Wendell. So Unc said Wendell was like one of the dudes in the neighborhood, young cat, fresh but young. Everybody knew Wendell had like one of the biggest penises in the community. Wendell was old, big, tall nigga, carried a dick with him, they say. So Wendell was going around fucking all the housewives and all the the welfare recipients, young boy, graduated 18, 19, he hanging dick in all them old hoes while their boyfriends at work are selling dope out there. So that was Wendell thing. Wendell was known for fucking the dope man's woman, or if you working at nighttime, when Wendell gonna come over there and fuck your lady. So it used to be a running joke, don't let the wind get you. That's what they used to say to the ladies, don't let the wind get you. And that was, they would laugh and keep. So now dope man Steve done started fucking around with this lady. And I'm telling you, there's some crazy shit coming straight from Dope man Steve had started fucking around with this lady, and she was a fairly good looking lady. She was younger than him, as you know how the dope man do it. So as he was younger than him, he started doing it. Unc had his piece, dope man Steve would go out of town for a couple of days, get his dope, come back, chill, bless the community on holidays, and all that stuff, bless the community on holidays and all that stuff there. So, Wendell happened to see dope man Steve old lady start flirting. Unc say, hey man, stay away from that. You don't want that. That's so and so. Wendell didn't like Unc, so he didn't listen. Wendell kept on, so Wendell ended up fucking. Wendell ended up getting the pussy. I don't know what was up with Wendell, but Wendell knew how to talk a bitch out that ass. Next thing you know, dope man Steve found out. He slapped the girl up a little bit, took her out the house. So he tell Unc, you need to go over there and I want you to beat Wendell ass. I want you to beat that bitch down to nothing. Beat him down. So Unc like, yeah, I don't like the pussy nigga no way. Let's rock. So dope man Steve, Unc getting the light. They ride around. Boom, find Wendell at the grocery store. At the store on Gore Street. Unc jump out the car. Unc say, let's do this. So Unc and Wendell go to fight. Unc beating the shit out of Wendell like it ain't nothing. Bam, 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 bam. Whooping him, throwing him against the poles, throwing him against the wall. They tussling. And Wendell made Uncle Sean look like a damn midget, because Wendell just was a big man, a big man. They don't make men that big no more. Think of Michael Clark Duncan fighting somebody my size. They don't make men that big no more. So, boom, 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 they tussling. So Unc end up getting the best of Wendell. And when Unc ended up getting the best of Wendell, when Wendell fell, out pops his shirt, is a charm. But it ain't a chicken foot. It was like a stone. A stone, it wasn't wrapped in copper nut. It was like a stone inside a black bag. I don't know how to, like when you take thread and you wave it so much, a weaving bag, and you put a bag, but I'm gonna say he could see the glow of the crystals inside of it. So Wendell had went and got his own little voodoo shit put on him. So he like, yeah, bitch, let's do this. So now Wendell is the rocking with Unc, pound for pound, hit for hit. And they fought for a good little bit. But Uncle Sean ended up overpowering Wendell and whooped him and shit, knocked him off his feet because Wendell just ain't had no wind. Boom. So, okay, the dope man Steve, don't you get out there and fuck my old lady. But dope man Steve said, you wait till I tell you, listen what the fuck you did. Wendell said, you wait till I tell you, listen what you did. So, dope man Steve went ice cold. Because he had just beat down, which man Ulysses to inch his life. So he done healed. So now, which man Ulysses went and got Wendell to be his bodyguard. Like, okay, bitch, you got you one, I got me one. We can do this. You ain't gonna get me like this. So Wendell is the opposite of Unc, right? So like shit. So dope man see like, nigga, we got to go see this nigga. We need, but you could tell dope man Steve was kind of scared for what Unc was saying. But Unc say, okay, cool, it is what it is. My mama, she do this. Did you go get some protection from my mama? Like, yeah, let me go get a gun juice. So grandmama, gave him some blessings and shit. So powered by grandma blessings, the blessings from Cambodia over that way, and all that stuff there. What he had got. So dope man Steve still ranked. Dope man Steve still ranked supreme in the neighborhood. Nobody could fuck with him or Unc. But that didn't stop Wendell and Ulysses from trying to take that man down always. So now the little chick that, Dope Man Steve had got rid of for letting Wendell fuck with, she had started fucking with Wendell and shit, and she had started practicing witchcraft. Unbeknownst to Dope Man Steve, she had went and got some of his possession, and she took it to the witch man Ulysses, and the witch man Ulysses had some spell work that he can do against Dope Boy Steve like that and shit, and plus he cut him on the arm and shit, so he had all that shit packed up. So now everything started going bad for Dope Man Steve. Police started raiding him, started losing his house. He started losing his cars. Nobody will fuck with him. He falling off, can't pay his connects. The Russians ain't fucking with him. The Israelis ain't fucking with him. He falling off. So grandma and granddad say, well, we don't want our boy in that shit. If you can't pay your bills, give us our boy. So he was like, yeah, I'll release you, man, gone. So Unc start fucking with him. So now Dope Man Steve around that bitch, being weak and shit fucked up. So they found Dope Man Steve about 2 months later off of Silver Star Road in the Orange Grove back there. They found him dead. One of his hands was cut off. I don't know what that's about. But one of his hands was cut off, but they found him all buried up dead and shit back there in the Orange Grove. So grandma was like, yeah, we got our boy out of that shit just in time. Now people, I could give y'all a part 2 to this shit. But this shit really get crazy, man. I could give y'all a part 2. I don't want to, but I should. I'll tell you something more. So now, they done cut this man's hand off. They done found him dead in the woods. In the Orange Grove and shit. And he missing a left hand. So everybody come back to the neighborhood. Everybody tell all the neighborhood people sad. All the neighborhood people sad. That Dope Man Steve gone. Grandma, granddad, and Unc knew that the witch man had something to do with it. But they couldn't say nothing when they fight. Who gonna fight about that shit now? So, Unc, he went back to being a regular person. He went and got his GED because he had dropped out of school. So, he got a little girlfriend. He had a little money saved up. He wasn't the type to blow money. So, he still lived a modest little life. He was known as a cool dude. He just used to go around fighting people in the neighborhood, putting on little side fight, the side bets. He got in that weightlifting, martial arts, and all that shit. So it was pretty cool. But, he was still a lovable guy, so everybody loved him except Wendell. So now, Wendell is like head nigga. And Wendell is known as the bodyguard to the witch man. Fuck with it, you get fucked up. So Unc goes over there to the candle lady. Say one day, to the Mr. Monroe house to get some moonshine, for granddaddy, and he ended up seeing Wendell at the man house. Wendell talking that shit. Wendell said, hey, come here. So, it's been a while since they fought, and they always had this kind of rival beef and shit. So Unc didn't think nothing of it, so he walked up to him. But Unc was on guard, like if he would have said something, he would have swung on him. So he was like, Dope Man, Witch man Ulysses say he want to see you right quick. So Unc say, have him come to the balcony. They ain't going in his house. I don't trust him. He said, okay, got you. So Wendell went out there, Dope Man. Let's say, you want to be my bodyguard too? Wendell turned around like, nigga, I thought I was your bodyguard. So he like, no, man, no, I want the best of the best. Say that you could be with him, y'all could work together, but that nigga there, boy, he be on point. So Unc was like, what does it entail? So run it down. Again, Unc go tell grandmama, hey, Dope Man Ulysses want to be. Grandma always had a good thing with Dope Man Ulysses. With Witch Man Ulysses. She was like, cool, I ain't got no word with that shit, yeah. And again, it's safe because he just protecting the spirit, man. It ain't gonna be no drugs, no violence. People coming to give him money with it ain't no violence. So grandma like, cool, Unc was gonna make his money. And cool, keep in mind she had all this protection, chicken foot, all that shit on. So now people, this way it get real crazy. Wendell used to sit up there and like get off the side eye. So Wendell had started learning magic from the witch man, Ulysses and all that shit. And he was gonna put some magic on Unc. He was gonna do some crazy shit on Unc. So Unc used to sleep on the porch sometime, or Unc could sleep in the living room. with the door open and Wendell sleep on the porch. They changed shift like that. So Wendell had decided to get some hair, some from him. I think Unc said he just know that Wendell made a joke and got some clippers and sheared his head and sheared a patch out his head. And he thought that was funny. So that's why Unc started wearing a bald head. Because he said he can't grow hair after Wendell took that patch of hair out his head. So he always had to rock a bald head. He was never able to have his Jerry curls no more. He still get pissed off at that today. So Wendell had took his hair off his head, tried to do some magical spell work. Unc said, like, for some reason he just started feeling kind of bad and weak and all, and he couldn't lift no heavy weights no more. He couldn't do nothing, but Wendell was throwing the weights like it ain't nothing. Bam. So Wendell was like, fuck the dude. And Wendell started like kind of bullying Unc, but Unc, like, I don't want to have to hit him. We work together. So Unc was trying to keep the peace, but Unc said at that time he didn't know if he can whoop him like that. At the time he don't know if he could whoop him. So Unc just was like, he didn't know his body was feeling weird. Now he still had his chicken foot on his neck. He still had the blessings from the Buddhas and all that shit over there. But Unc was still feeling kind of weird because when you do magic, magic is magic. All right, all of a sudden, people, the witch man house exploded. The apartment exploded. It made the news of fire. Boom, boom, boom. Explosion. All on got out except the witch man. The witch man died in the house. Boom, boom, boom. So he dead. Dope man Steve dead. So now it's just Unc and Wendell running around the neighborhood. Now Wendell said he was finna become the next witch man. Young dude, arrogant, young witch man. Only thing he doing is fucking hoes and doing a little light prosperity work. He ain't really doing no heavy hitting shit. So he asked Unc, you gonna bodyguard me now? I got the money, I could pay you. And Unc was like, shit, what else I'm gonna do? I'm a known fighter. So Unc and Wendell kind of became friends for a long time. Unc watched Wendell back. Wendell paid Unc. They were riding together. Everybody like, oh man, them two niggas cool now. Yeah. Whoop, whoop. So, but unbeknownst to Unc, Wendell was plotting behind his back to get him fucked up and turn him into a zombie and some shit. But what Unc said, because he kept always taking him to the graveyard to visit his mama. But it was always like not at like a different grave site. Like not like going to the same cemetery where you go to a different gravestone. He would go to different cemeteries and just stand over certain graves and hang out there and pray. So Unc thought like, okay, this was his auntie, this was his grandmama buried at different cemeteries, sisters, that type of energy. He didn't question, he just was there to guard him. And so unbeknownst to Unc, Wendell was plotting to kill him on the spiritual side, turn him into a zombie, make him a servant and all that shit. And Unc kept saying that every time he got ready to talk or say something to Wendell, he felt like multiple people in his throat. These are his words, not mine. He said he felt like an echo of like 2 or 3 women talking at the same time he talking. Like if you were talking to a microphone underwater type shit, the best he could describe it. So he said he just liked to stay quiet and he'll like do a nod just because he was like, he never wanted to talk because it felt like more people was talking in his vocal cord than him. So he didn't know how he sounded. Man, Unc said he took Wendell to Grandma's house and Grandma instantly darted out the door, ran downstairs and slapped Wendell's face and said, I see what you're doing to my boy. And when he slapped Wendell's face, Wendell drew back to hit Grandma, but then he realized Unc was there. So he was like, I go. So Grandma said, come on up in here, boy. Grandma started putting him in the shower, bathing him and all that, made him take off his clothes, burn all his clothes. Grandma took the chicken feet, made him piss in a jar. She redid the chicken feet. She was doing doctor on Unc just kept saying, he just don't feel right. He just don't feel right. So Unc was laid up for like 30 days, y'all. Unc like, I can't move. I can't do nothing. And Grandma like, baby, we got to get this off of you. Now, people, what is this symbolizing? What happened? This symbolizing the same thing what Dope Man Steve had to do when he went over there to Cambodia. Grandma was doing her own thing, but she didn't have the tents and the smoke and shit. She just laid Unc on the couch and put a sheet over him, kept his head covered so the light of day could see his face. And she just kept putting a little herb steam bowl under the sheet and making Unc sweat that shit out. And she would be blowing smoke on him and sage on him with the hand fan and stuff. And Grandma did that for like 30 days. And she had to get whatever Wendell was doing to Unc off Unc. So 30 days Unc was weak on the couch. He couldn't move. They were changing his bedpan. It had got bad. That sickness was trying to kill Unc. So Grandma always hated Wendell. To this day, she hated him. She hated him so much. He still walking around Carver Shores on Raleigh Street. Big ass motherfucker, one eye. Wendell. Yeah, Wendell lost his eye too. I forget how, but if it come up, I'll tell you. So Unc finally got that off for her. So Unc out there, Unc became like a Zen Lob motherfucker. Didn't want to fight, didn't want to buck the system, didn't want to do nothing. After Grandma gave him that 30-day smoke bath and spiritual ritual cleaning. So Unc went down there. Unc just was like, I ain't gonna fight. I'm finna go, get a job working at a warehouse, whatever. Unc just wanted to do the right thing, find him a nice little woman to hang out with. So now while Unc on his peaceful path, he go Wendell and all that shit. You ain't gonna come work for me. You looking good, nigga. You dropped off. You the fella. He said, I'm like, nah, man. I'm just gonna chill. You be good. So Wendell like, okay, this nigga weak as fuck. Now let me take advantage on him. And Unc say, out of nowhere, Wendell jumps out his truck and push him on the ground. Pushed him from behind, so Unc fell on the ground, dropped his little McDonald's. And all of a sudden, Unc say he went to get up. But when he went to get up, there was like 5 or 6 Cambodian Asian dudes with like dirty hair, looking like they from the mud. And all of them was in front of him, like 2 or 3 of them. And say all of a sudden, they just started whooping on Wendell's ass. Like Wendell kept saying he just can't breathe or he was hurting. They were like punching him in the throat. They were kicking. He said he thought he was seeing hallucinogenics. He called it by holograms. He thought he was seeing hallucinogenic, like his mind was going crazy on him from being sick still. Because these Asian dudes were beating his ass, were beating Wendell's ass like one night, kicking and jump kicking. And Wendell like say my knee hurt. And Wendell big ass buckled and fell like down the little ramp shit on the curb. And say when he fell down, he couldn't hit Unc, so he got in his car. And then Unc say as soon as he got up to his feet, he looked back to fix his eyes on the Asian dudes who helped him, that they wasn't there. So he just kept on walking and was like, this some crazy shit. So as he walked, now he said every time somebody would try to attack him from when he used to protect the witch man, these Asians would come and fight for him. These Asian spirits would come and fight for him. So it was the same 3 Asian spirits, long hair, dirty skin, like in the movies, like the Mong Bong movie. I forget it. Tony Jaa played in the bitch. It was like them people. He used to, because he loved Tony Jaa now. So he say, because he always think Tony Jaa's favorite martial artist because they remind him of the people who protected him. So yeah, he said they would always protect him until he got strong enough to protect himself. And he always attributed that to the little Buddha thing they put in his arm over there. So Unc was very highly protected people from any hurt, harm, or danger. When one spell failed, another one to kick in, or they all kicked in at the same time. Now I'm gonna leave the story right there because I told you this shit is too much, man. This is all hearsay, so every time they used to tell us this shit pile on. So I'm gonna leave it right there. And we can talk about some of this in the recap. In my mind, I don't know how these stories sound, but y'all be liking them and I appreciate that. But I'm gonna save part 2 for the recap. I'm gonna save part 2 for next week. I'm gonna let you go. All right, everybody. I'm tight telling you sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction, but it's the truth, no doubt. Take care. God bless. Much love. Be safe out there in them battles, y'all. Have a good one.